back in this thing. Back with a brand new video for y'all. So I got 6 signs of a weak man. You want to try to avoid these traits as much as possible. And if you find yourself doing one of these, it's okay. That's why I'm making a video, so we can always improve and get better. That's what it's all about. So the first sign of a weak man is having no backbone. This means you avoid standing up for yourself. You avoid conflict by saying yes to people, right? Because you don't want to start nothing. And then you don't even stand on your own values. You're easily swayed by other people's opinion. And one thing you can't do is live by other people's opinions, because people are always going to have an opinion about you. And if you, one minute you over here, one minute you over there, because they said this, they said that, you're going to be everywhere and you're going to have a miserable time, right? You should never care about somebody else's opinion unless it's constructive, right? And it actually helps. Next, number 2, overly dependent on others. A lot of guys out here need constant approval and validation from women. It could be anybody, right? You rely on other people to make decisions. One thing a strong man does is he makes decisions and he stands on it. Even if it's the wrong decision, he realizes it's okay. I can always go back. I can always fix the mistakes I make. But you always got to be firm with your decisions in life, right? You can't be hesitant. You can't be looking around for somebody else to do it for you, because at the end of the day, this is your life, right? Number 3, poor self-control. If you're a type of guy that's easily triggered, easily angered by every little thing, for one, you're showing your weakness, right? And when you do that, people are going to know where to hit you. They're going to know what pushes your buttons. That's why you have to have that self-control. You can't let impulses control your actions, right? If you want to lose weight, you can't just be eating. You got to control that impulse, right? If you want to have a successful relationship, be loyal, you can't be cheating. You got to control that impulse, right? If you want to be successful, you can't be lazy. Control that impulse of being lazy and put in that work. See, a lot of times we let our bodies control us when we're supposed to control our bodies, right? So that's one thing you got to do, is control yourself. If you could control yourself, then you could control everything else in your life. But it starts with you. Number 4, the guy that avoids responsibility. We're men, right? We got to take responsibility. We got to take action at all times. If we make mistakes, we own up to it. We don't blame other people for our mistakes. We don't blame other people for our failures. That's a weak man right there. No, you don't make excuses. You make solutions, right? You don't make excuses. You make solutions. Stop having a victim mindset, right? Have a solution-based mindset. Every problem has a solution, one way or the other. You just got to take the time to figure it out. Also, this guy is the type to run from challenges, run from uncomfortable situations. One thing you realize, the more you live on this earth, is that you have to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because usually when you're too comfortable, it's not doing you any good, right? It's doing you a disservice. It's making you lazy. It's making you weaker. But when you step out your comfort zone, you face difficult situations, you overcome tense moments. That is what makes you stronger, right? And the more you do that, you're gonna be unstoppable. So you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Simple as that. Not everything's gonna go your way. All right. Number 5, being insecure and controlling. Yeah, if you're one of those guys that's insecure, you try to dominate other people, you try to micromanage other people just so you can hide your insecurities. We got a lot of dudes out here like that, right? They act like they dominant, but they're not really dominant. They're just hiding insecurities. That's how it is, right? Another thing is, if you got to compete with others just to feel above them, then that's not a good sign either, right? Because for one, if you're competing with other people, that means you're not secure within yourself, and it makes you look low value, especially if you're competing over women. I made a video about this. As a man, you shouldn't be competing over women, competing with other guys, because then it shows that you have a scarcity mindset. For one, you don't have an abundant mindset. You feel like you have to control. You feel like you have to compete in order to feel that self-validation. And that's not it at all. That's not a strong man. That's a weak man, right? Last but not least, a man that lacks ambition and purpose. This is a channel where we always talk about being ambitious. We always talk about having purpose. So whatever it is that you want to do it, right? You need a mission in life, because when you have a purpose, it makes everything else much easier, right? It makes everything else fall into place. You will have better self-control. You won't be dependent on others. You won't avoid responsibility. See, having a purpose solves a lot of these issues by just having a mission in life, something that keeps you going every day. Because a man is supposed to take action. A man, we ain't supposed to just be lazy. We ain't supposed to be just sitting around playing Madden all day. I know, I like to play Madden too. It's fun after you get done what you need to get done. But if that's all you doing is sitting around, then you can't blame anybody else for the way your life turns out. You gotta look in, you gotta blame yourself at that point, right? And this is the type of guy that you don't have any goals, you don't have no vision, you settle for mediocrity, right? You're not pushing yourself. You give up when things get hard, right? That's not the way you do it. That's not the way you do it. See, here's the thing. Another reason is because a lot of men want instant gratification, not realizing that if you avoid instant gratification and you get gratification from checking off goals, accomplishing things, that's going to have a long lasting effect on you, right? Instant gratification, like women, drugs, money, all that, it comes and goes, right? But when you're doing something with yourself, when you have a sense of worth, sense of importance, you're contributing to society some way or another, you're going to feel that. It's going to build your confidence. It's going to make you that much more stronger. But you got to have some type of ambition. A man with no ambition is not really a man, right? I'm going to just say that again. A man with no ambition is not really a man, more like a boy. All right. So that's it for this video, man. If you made it this far, I want you to comment weak down below. We trying to get better. We trying to get stronger. I'm going to put my socials in the description, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. So check that out. And then, yeah, let's get this in the algorithm. Let's share. Let's help out our other brothers out there. All right. Till the next video, you already know what it is. It's lit.